Morgan, are you coming to see us during your summer vacation this year? You're bad at keeping in touch. If you don't reply soon, I'm going to call you until you pick up.
Don't call me, please, Mom. I'm too tired today.
Fine. So what about your summer break, huh?
I don't think I can come see you. In fact, I might have to postpone my vacation. It's been really hectic at work.
I haven't seen you in so long, though. When will I see you?
I know, Mom, but I'm really busy. It's hard for me to find time, especially when we're far from each other.
You always say that. Ugh. I should have let you go to school in New York. You've become a busy city girl.
I'm sorry. It's just, we don't have enough people in my department, so it's difficult to take multiple days off right now. I need more than half a day just for traveling if I were to come see you. That means I need at least 4 days. I can't ask my teammates to take over for that long.
Yeah, right, but you go on trips sometimes.
I want to use my vacation to travel abroad as much as possible. And with friends. You know how important that is for me. Plus, traveling to a foreign country is very educational.
You still have plenty of time to travel, but your parents won't be around forever. You should come and see us while you still can.
You make it sound like I don't ever, but I do. I visited you last spring.
I'm saying you need to come see us more frequently. Or should we come visit you in New York?
No, Mom. You hate flying, remember?
I'll be fine. I will get a plane if that is what I have to do to see my daughter. If you're not coming, we will.
No, really. I will make sure to visit soon.
You don't come to see us. You don't want to visit us. I'm hurt, Morgan. It's like you abandoned me.
Mom, you have company there. You have Denny and Crystal now living in the annex. How could you be abandoned?
Don't be such a smart ass with me. That's not what I mean, and you know it. I mean, I want to see my own daughter.
I know.
My friends always ask me about you. They wonder if you ever come to see us. They might think we're not close or something.
Why would they think that?
Why wouldn't they? Everyone else's children come back frequently, but you're never here. They might think we have issues in the family.
Mom, stop worrying about what others might think. You live in such a small world. And I'm sure they don't think that way.
I have a good reputation in the community, and I'd like to keep it that way. It would help if you show yourself more often so people don't rumor about our family. Aren't there friends from high school who are back here you want to see?
Yeah, there are a couple.
See? You should come and see everyone then. We're all waiting for you.
Fine, I will see if I can squeeze something in. Don't get your hopes up, though. The entire department is super busy around that time of year. Hey, Mom, it looks like I'm able to take some days off after all. My manager has agreed to take over my work. He said it's a treat for all my hard work.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad to hear that. What's the plan? Are you taking the evening flight after work?
No, I want to get done as much as possible. I am definitely working till late on the day before my break starts.
Oh.
I'll be way too tired to fly right after work anyway. I will take the early flight.
Sure. Your father is thrilled to see you too.
Hey, Mom, can you guys promise not to say things to me while I'm there? I don't want my visit to be uncomfortable.
What things?
You know, like, when are you getting married, or how much longer are you going to be in New York? You should move closer to us, blah, blah, blah. You and Dad always say stuff like that.
I don't remember saying anything of that sort.
You do, a lot. Mom, honestly, that's one of the reasons why I don't visit you often.
It is. Well, we don't have bad intentions. We just want to know how our daughter is doing.
It's more than knowing about how I am doing. You ask all these annoying questions about my life, and it stresses me out. I always regret that I'd ever gone back.
As a parent, these are important things to know. You can't stay single forever, you know. If at all, we say such things because we're worried about you, Morgan. I don't know if the city has urbanized you or what, but you need to settle down.
Your ideals are so outdated. I prefer staying in New York because no one thinks like you.
A man can stay single if he wanted to, but it's quite embarrassing for a woman to be leftovers.
What? Why just women? That is ridiculous, Mom, and not fair.
There are plenty of people who think the way we do. Our kind are not extinct. It's inevitable that your father and I make comments. Do you know how my relatives react when they find out you're still single? It's really about time for you to settle down.
It's my life. I will do as I please. Who cares about what people think or say?
You can't be so selfish. Can't you be considerate of your own family? I know, if you plan to come back eventually, why don't I look for someone?
No way. And I plan to stay in New York.
Don't you get that I'm offering you my help?
Whatever. Anyway, is Crystal around?
Now, she's right here.
Can I chat with her for a second?
Are you just trying to change the topic?
I want to say hi. Can you give her your phone, please?
You'll see her when you get here.
Come on, Mom. Let me talk to her.
This is Crystal. It's been a while, Morgan.
Hi, Crystal. Sorry I haven't kept in touch. I'm coming back for my summer vacation, so I hope I see you around.
Thanks for letting me know. Yes, I will be around. I hope you get to relax while you're home. I'll make sure not to bother you too much.
What? No! I'm the outsider now, invading into your space. I'm the one who might bother you.
You are always welcome here, Morgan. Safe travels, and see you soon.
Yes. Oh, wait, is there anything you want from New York? Do you like sweets? I'm thinking about buying excellent cookies from a local pastry shop.
You should ask your mother what she prefers, really. I leave it up to her. Talk soon.
Okay.
Well, we all know she's not the cheerful type. But she should be a bit more polite to you, don't you think?
She's just cool, I guess.
I wish she was a bit more social. I don't want people to think I live with a depressed daughter-in-law.
Mom, she's just shy.
You have always been so accepting of people with different personalities. How does it not bother you?
Mom, how does it bother you so much? And you are way too worried of what other people think. Anyway, I'll let you know when I book my flight. Bye. Hi, Crystal. Where are you? Dinner should be arriving in a few minutes, so please be on your way back soon.
Thank you. I'm on my way, but please start without me.
It's okay. We can wait. Let's eat together.
I'm actually a bit far out. It'll take me a while to get back, so please, go ahead and start.
Far? But I saw you earlier. Weren't you by the lake?
Huh? You were watching?
Yeah, I passed by the lake on my way back from the market. That's when I saw you.
I see.
I couldn't stop because of traffic. What were you doing? It looked like you were picking some flowers or something. Were you collecting them for the dining table?
No, I was picking berries. I was going to have them for dinner tonight.
Huh? You want to eat berries for dinner? We have ordered sushi for everyone, remember? It'll be here in a minute.
That's for you all to eat. Mine is not included.
What? I don't understand.
My portion was not ordered, so you can begin without me.
You're joking, right? Why would we not order your portion? Do you not like sushi?
I do. That's not why.
Why then?
This is how it works. I'm not allowed to eat the same thing.
Excuse me? I'm confused. What are you talking about? Is something going on between you and my parents?
It's your mother.
What is it? You can tell me.
I'm not sure if you want to hear. I don't want you to think I'm talking behind their backs.
I would never think that. You can tell me what is going on. I won't tell anyone. So please tell me.
Dana hates me. I'm segregated in the house. Your father and brother are on her side, so they won't help.
What? Are you saying my mom is bullying you? And my dad and Denny are letting her do that?
Yes, that's about right. Your father and Denny pretends not to see what Dana is doing. I know they do, though.
No, that can't be. Are you always eating berries?
I'm not given any food, so I have to somehow feed myself. I'm also not given any money.
What?
I'm not allowed to spend a penny for myself. I'm not allowed to touch the credit card either. And I don't know where they keep the other bank cards, so I pick berries to eat.
They do that to you? My family? How could they treat you like that? I am so ashamed.
I'm forced to do all the chores, too. I have to cook for everyone, although I am not allowed to eat it myself. Honestly, I hate it.
I don't blame you. How did this happen?
I have no idea. But it started when we moved into your house. Your mother started to complain about me, and I was eating berries before I knew.
Oh my gosh. But Crystal, I don't get it. Why didn't you just run away? Why are you staying here?
I wanted to, but I couldn't. I don't have any relatives of my own. And I don't have access to money. Anyway, that's the story. You don't have to worry about me. You go on and enjoy your time with your family.
What the hell are you talking about? I can't let this go on any longer. What my mom is doing to you is outrageous. I am so sorry this has happened to you, Crystal.
You haven't done anything. Really, don't worry about me. It was my fault I didn't try hard enough to get along with your mother, and it's my problem that I don't have anyone to turn to. Everything is my fault.
That is not true, Crystal. I'll tell my mom to stop what she's doing to you.
Please don't. It won't change anything.
We have to do something.
Your mother won't listen anyway.
Yes, but I can't pretend like I don't know what's happening to you.
Morgan, you're going back to New York soon. I'm horrified that things will get worse once you're gone.
I'm not going to let that happen. We have to get you out of this. I'll think of how to deal with this. We hired a lawyer once we arrived in New York. Crystal's self-esteem was so low that she wasn't sure if she could fight my family, but I made sure she had my support. Crystal was able to divorce Denny and win a significant amount of consolation money from him. She also sued my mother for emotional abuse, which she, of course, won as well. There were plenty of grounds which she could sue them for, including physical abuse, for which I felt even more horrible that I had not found out sooner. My parents must have been so afraid their reputation in the community would be ruined that they paid every money Crystal had won immediately and swore they'd never come after her or me. I later heard from one of my high school classmates that my mother has spread a different story to her friends. Her story was that Crystal had stolen their money and fled to New York. But of course, I already knew she would do something like that. So I made sure everybody knew the truth by spreading the real story beforehand. Little did she know, even though I hadn't seen my local friends, we have very strong ties and have always kept in touch. They rather enjoyed playing a part in my retribution, that the real story had reached most of the community before my family had realized. Denny goes into work hiding his face since the rumor had reached the neighboring county where his school is. I hope they really did learn their lesson. Crystal and I have become very close since and now share an apartment in New York. Crystal began working and has slowly gotten herself back. I only wish she finds peace and happiness, despite what my family put her through in the past. We hired a lawyer once we arrived in New York. Crystal's self-esteem was so low that she wasn't sure if she could fight my family, but I made sure she had my support. Crystal was able to divorce Denny and win a significant amount of consolation money from him. She also sued my mother for emotional abuse, which she, of course, won as well. There were plenty of grounds which she could sue them for, including physical abuse, for which I felt even more horrible that I had not found out sooner. My parents must have been so afraid their reputation in the community would be ruined that they paid every money Crystal had won immediately and swore they'd never come after her or me. I later heard from one of my high school classmates that my mother has spread a different story to her friends. Her story was that Crystal had stolen their money and fled to New York. But of course, I already knew she would do something like that. So I made sure everybody knew the truth by spreading the real story beforehand. Little did she know, even though I hadn't seen my local friends, we have very strong ties and have always kept in touch. They rather enjoyed playing a part in my retribution, that the real story had reached most of the community before my family had realized. Denny goes into work hiding his face since the rumor had reached the neighboring county where his school is. I hope they really did learn their lesson. Crystal and I have become very close since, and now share an apartment in New York. Crystal began working and has slowly gotten herself back. I only wish she finds peace and happiness, despite what my family put her through in the past.
Shane, what did I tell you about leaving your shoes in the middle of the hallway? My mom almost tripped over them today. I swear, you get stupider every day.
I didn't leave my shoes in the hallway. I put them in the shoe rack like always, so I don't appreciate you accusing me of something I've not done, especially in such a harsh way.
Well, that's not true in the slightest. I know you left them in the way because my mother told me that you did.
Your mother would tell you anything so long as it would get me in trouble. That woman hates me.
That woman has a name, and she's my mom, so show her some respect.
I'll show her some respect when she decides to show me some.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just that we've let your mom come and live with us, which, I have no problem with, especially after your dad died. She needed to be with people who could help her and just keep her company. But ever since she moved in with us, you've become so vile to me. You and her always gang up on me and try to make me feel like I'm less than you. Your mom is constantly muttering and calling me all sorts of things when you're not here. Considering I'm letting her stay in our house, the least she could do is be civil with me, even if she doesn't particularly like me.
My mother is nothing but cordial with you. She always makes sure to talk to you whenever she sees you. Not to mention she does more housework than you do.
What? No, she doesn't.
Oh, please. She's told me all about how you'll just make a mess and leave it where it is. You don't clean the dishes, you don't do any laundry, and you certainly don't pick up after yourself in terms of rubbish. You just leave it strewn about the house like it's your own personal dump. And you can't deny it because I've seen the evidence myself. Just the other day, when I came home from work, I saw all of the beer cans strewn in the living room. My mom doesn't drink beer, so I knew it couldn't have been her. Instead, it was you, a slob of a person who I had to clean up after like a child.
Julie, I promise you that wasn't me. I don't drink during the day. In fact, I hardly drink at all nowadays.
Well, I know my mom doesn't drink beer, so who else could it have been? A ghost?
Well, with how your mom seems to have it out for me, she simply could have gone and bought the drinks and simply poured the liquid away and left the cans to make it look like I had had them.
Are you seriously calling my mom a liar? Do you really think she'd go through that much effort just to make you look bad? She really doesn't care about you that much.
Wow, thanks. Nice to know that my wife's mother doesn't even care enough about me to even dislike me. Makes me feel real good.
Well, if you weren't such a loser, then maybe she'd be more interested in you.
What do you mean by that? I'm not a loser.
Oh, please. You've been out of a job for how long now? I'm the only one earning in this house, and I'm okay with covering for my mom. She's gone through a lot lately. But it's just pathetic that you've not managed to get another job yet. And frankly, I'm getting quite tired of covering for you.
Whoa, well, this is the first that I'm hearing about this. Why haven't you told me how you felt before? I told you that if me being unemployed started getting to you, that you need to talk to me about it and we can figure something out together.
I shouldn't have to have that kind of conversation with you to begin with. Being an adult, you should have a job and should be helping me pay the bills and the rent. But instead, you just had to go and get yourself fired.
It's not like I went and got myself fired on purpose. The company made it untenable for me to work there.
Well then, you shouldn't have made a huge fuss out of such a small thing, should you?
Julie, they broke several health and safety laws which put not only my own life at risk, but the lives of my coworkers as well. I wasn't about to sit back and let them get away with it.
So you had to go and get the higher-ups involved? Lawyers?
Yes, it was the only way that I could get anyone to take notice, is when I tried to complain directly to my managers, they just brushed me off and told me to either get back to work or leave. I wasn't about to stick around in a place that would rather I potentially fatally injure myself simply so that they could save a couple of dollars on safety equipment. Unless you would have rather I died at that job?
Well, you did have insurance, which would have been more than you're bringing into the house at the moment.
Are you seriously saying that you'd rather I have died instead of losing my job?
Oh, you're just trying to twist my words around. I never said that, and you know it. I just merely meant that it would be nice if you were earning a bit of money. There's no need to get so worked up over it.
Uh-huh, sure you did. Well, I'm gonna go. I have things to do, and to be honest, if I don't leave now, I might end up saying something that I'll regret in the future, so goodbye for now, and I'll talk to you later.
Oh, don't be such a girl. I didn't even say anything that bad. You'd feel the same way if the roles were reversed.
No, I really wouldn't. I would never wish for my wife to have a fatal accident at work simply so I could get her life insurance or whatever. In fact, it would never have even crossed my mind. But I guess that's just because I'm a better person than you.
You're not better than me. Not by a long shot. I'm the one earning money here, so I'm better than you.
Money isn't everything, you know. Anyway, I'm going. I won't be responding to any more texts for a while, so we'll just have to talk at home.
Fine. If you want to be that way, then so be it. I'll see you at home.
Julie, dear, I know that you're most likely busy at the moment, but I simply couldn't not say anything.
Mom, what is it? Is everything okay? Are you okay?
Oh, yes, dear, I'm fine, but I can't say the same for you and Shane, I'm afraid.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Well, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but I think Shane's having an affair.
What? No, that can't be possible. He's too much of a loser for another woman to be interested in him. What's made you think this, anyway?
Well, the fact that a young woman came by the house and then they both left together in the same car kind of made me suspect something. But if you think nothing's going on, then I'll just leave you to it.
Hang on, he got in a car with another woman? What did she look like?
She was young, probably in her 20s by the looks of things, and she was dressed in a black skirt and a white top. She also had brown hair, and she wasn't entirely unfortunate looking.
So what you're telling me is that she was pretty?
I guess you could say that.
Right, that's it. He is not going to know what hit him when I'm through with him.
I'll give him a piece of my mind too. Shane, you better answer me right now. I know what you've been doing, how you've been going behind my daughter's back and cheating on her with some tart. How dare you do that to her?
Amy, what are you going on about now? Are you trying to accuse me of something else that I've not done?
I'm accusing you of something that I know you've done for certain. I saw you leave with that woman. You can't deny it. I know that you snuck away so that you could cheat on my daughter with her. I knew that a loser such as yourself was no good for my sweet girl. I told her when she first met you that you were a pathetic, good-for-nothing, and that you would never be good enough for her. That you wouldn't be able to provide her with the life she deserves. And I was right. Well, just you wait. She knows all about your little trust with this random tart. And she is not happy at all.
Are you quite done?
Well, how rude.
Amy, I'm gonna tell you this once and only once, so please listen carefully. I know that might be hard for you as you seem to like only believing the narrative you want to believe, but I mean 100% honest when I say that I am not and never would I ever cheat on Julie.
Oh, please. Of course you'd say that. You just don't want to admit when you've been caught. You're even so pathetic that you can't even hide an affair properly. But it doesn't matter, because now that we've got proof of you cheating, my Julie can simply take you to court and take you for all that you're worth. I know it's not much, as you're such a pathetic loser and all, but I'm going to make sure that you're left with absolutely nothing, not even the clothes on your back. By the time that we're done with you, you'll be on the streets, with nothing to your name. Not a single penny.
Seriously? You're gonna try and make my life unbearable over something that isn't even true?
I've been looking for an excuse to get rid of you, and I finally found one. Now my daughter will be able to marry an actual decent man who makes a good living and can give her everything she wants. Not some stupid idiot who'd rather yell at his bosses instead of just doing what he's told.
So you think I would have done nothing as well?
Well, it wouldn't have been the smart thing to do, although you're not smart, are you? You're just some poor, pathetic loser who doesn't really deserve anything nice in life, in my opinion. Especially considering you're just letting my daughter earn all of the money whilst you sit around doing nothing all day.
That's not true. I'm actively trying to find a new job, and I have been since I was technically fired. However, it's not easy as no one is looking to hire at the minute. It's not like I can just go and demand someone to give me a job.
A real man would. They'd walk into a shop and demand that someone hire them.
Whatever, Amy, I'm done talking with you. In fact, if you're so bothered about Julie and her money, why don't you get a job and help us out with the rent and bills, huh? Because at the moment, you just mooch off of us. You don't pay any bills or rent, you eat all your food, and you don't even help with the household chores. You just leave a mess anywhere you go and expect me to clean up after you.
I shouldn't have to get a job. I'm older than you. You need to support me, not the other way around.
You keep thinking that. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I really don't want to be talking about this again with my wife's mother.
You can't run from the truth. You're cheating on my daughter and you'll face the consequences for it.
You know what? Fine. Do your worst.
Oh, I will.
Julie, you need to tell your mom to mind her own business. I'm trying to do something important here and I've got her messaging me, accusing me of cheating on you and claiming that you and her are gonna take me to court over it.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't cheat on me then, should you?
I'm not cheating on you.
My mom told me what you saw, and I'm more inclined to believe the woman who's raised me and looked after me than the man who can't even be bothered to get a job.
Oh, Fine. You want to take me to court over something untrue, baseless, and something you have no evidence for? Then that's up to you. But when you lose, don't come crying to me. Oh, and I think it goes without saying that I will definitely be wanting a divorce.
Fine by me. I don't want to be married to a poor loser anyway.
Fine.
Shane, what the hell have you done? Why is all of mine and my mom's stuff out on the sidewalk? Why isn't it in the house?
Oh, well, that's because I've kicked you out.
Huh? What do you mean you've kicked us out? You can't do that.
Actually, I think you'll find that I can. You see, the house isn't my name, so I can decide who gets to live in it and who doesn't. And considering that you and your mother have both been nothing but vile to me since she moved in, I don't see why I should let either of you stay when I don't have to anymore.
But it's my home too. You can't just kick me out.
Too bad, because that's what I'm doing. You and your mom can go wherever you want to go, so long as it isn't my home.
But we have nowhere to go.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you acted so horribly to me.
Well, fine then. I'll have that house before you know it anyway, when we go to court for our divorce. Then I'll be checking you out.
Okay, I mean, you can try, but I think you'll be sorely disappointed.
I don't think I will be. I know what I'm doing.
If you say so.
What was that? I mean, what just happened? Shane?
Oh, that! Well, I just won our divorce, like I told you I would.
But how? I was the one who was cheated on. I should be the one to get compensation and to live in the house, not you.
Except, like I've told you 100 times, and so did the judge, I didn't cheat on you.
Then who was that woman, huh?
She's my union representative who's handling my case against my former bosses and job as they're trying to get away with illegal practices. In fact, I've just settled up with that company thanks to Megan, and let me tell you, I've not been shortchanged in my compensation and my settlement.
What do you mean? They've paid you a lot of money?
A lot. It turns out that the company was under investigation for illegal practices before I even made a complaint. It turned out that my incident was the last straw, and the company has had to get rid of their entire upper management and pay a bunch of fines or face being closed down. My settlement will be in the range of 5 figures. I've also been offered a job as a lead engineer at a very respectable company, which pays a lot of money. So I think it's safe to say that my luck is definitely turned around. Maybe you and your mom were just bad luck charms.
Well, that's not fair. You need to share. I deserve to have half of that. You're my husband.
Not as of 10:30 this morning. I'm free now and I'm more than happy to be on my own. With how you and your mom treated me, I know that my life will be better from now on.
No, wait. Surely we can work something out.
Not in your life. I'm finally free of you two, and I know that I deserve better than how you treated me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find someone who treats me with the respect, care, and love that I deserve.
But now that you have money, I will treat you better. It's just because you were poor that I was getting annoyed at you. Being the man, you should really be the one to make the money.
Well, the fact that you wouldn't even support me in my time of need really shows just how horrible you are. It's good to know that our wedding vows meant nothing to you.
They don't really mean in richness or for poorness. That's just a token thing they say.
It's not token to people who actually love each other, but that's not us anymore, and I'm okay with that. I'll find someone who loves me for me instead of the money that I can earn. Goodbye, Julie.
Shane, wait. Don't do this to me. It's not fair. Shane.
After our divorce was finalized, I officially kicked Julie and her mom out of my house. I did have to give her a percentage of what I owned, but because I didn't get my payout from the company until after our divorce went through, I didn't have to pay her a single penny of it. My new job is going really well as well. I've made some good friends with my coworkers, and the environment is much better than my old job. People actually look out for one another, and the company doesn't try to cut corners and make things dangerous for their employees. As for Julie and her mother, the last I heard was that they had moved into a little apartment together, and Amy still hasn't got a job, meaning that Julie has to pay for everything herself. They've got into a lot of arguments because of that, but they're not my problem now, and I'm happy with how my life has turned out. It just goes to show that standing up for what you believe in will pay off in the long run. Don't let your workplace bully you about because you are much more important than a job.